Hi, and welcome to Moonbeam Connections. I'm Jacqui-Leigh. Today on Shift Happens, Life in Transition, we're going to look at moving. So this could be just moving homes. This could be moving cities. So we're going to look at moving today. I do set the intention that these readings reach those who need them when they need them. So if this reading did reach you, that means it was meant for you. So we're going to start off looking at the energy of moving. So what is the energy behind moving? Oh, look at that. Oh, no, we got too many. Sorry, I'm not going to take them. We'll see if it comes back out. If it was meant to be, it'll come back out. So let's see the energy around you moving. Energy around you moving. And there we go. Hopefully that's only one card. Nope. Sorry. We'll try it again. Go slower. Maybe slower helps. I'm not good at slow. There we go. That's one card. Oh, Temperance. Okay, so Temperance is all about balancing and healing and moderation, right? Sort of keeping things like I can have an alcoholic beverage. Remember, we're going to have one alcoholic beverage once a week, right? We're not going to have 5 alcoholic beverages every day. So that's about balancing in your life, healing, and then, and moderation. So it's all sort of this harmony, like having harmony in your life, also having the patience to sort of wait for things to happen, or say you're in a job and you want to move up the ladder. It would be about having the patience to wait to move up the ladder. And so in terms of moving, this I would say would be very beneficial to you to move. So looking at this, the overall energy of actually moving, to me, it would create balance and harmony in your life. So let's say maybe you live in a very expensive neighborhood and you're like, oh, I really love this house, but we're just house poor right now. And I'm wondering, should we move? Is it in the best interest? We're gonna have to move the kids, maybe it'd be better just to suffer. I don't mean suffer though, but to endure this burden of these high expenses now because we'll be better off just staying? Or is it, no, we want to move to a neighborhood and get a cheaper house so we'll have more disposable income, and then overall we'll just be happier because we won't be struggling to pull out every penny out of our budget because our mortgage is way too high and we can't really afford it. So I would say that the energy around moving is actually that this is the right move. It's very balanced. Um, it's very calming. That's what comes to me. It's like calming. So maybe in this moment you're not calm over the decision whether or not I should move, or over the fact that maybe you have to move now, or you're moving for sure, and you're not calm over that situation. But I would say that the energy around moving to a new place is calming and healing. So this is a good move. Like, this is what you need. So let's look at what's going against you in this move. So what's sort of going against you? What obstacles are you facing within this move? Let's see, what obstacles are you facing in regards to this move? Okay. So the Empress and the King of Swords. Oh, wow. I've got 2 arcanas and then, of course, a court card. So the Empress is all about abundance and nurturing, fertility a lot. So trying to have babies, that's always a good card to get. Evolving, taking action. And then the King of Swords is all about authority and logic, integrity. It's sort of like slicing through things to get to the truth, right? Having this integrity, being disciplined, being honest. And those are your obstacles. So your obstacle to moving and finding this balance and harmony within your life is interesting, is almost abundance, nurturing energy. That's your obstacle. And then we also have this like authority, logic. So it's like your obstacle here is that you want to make this move. This move is a good move for you. It'll create balance and harmony in your life, but where you currently are has this feeling of being abundant, sort of having what you want, and seems like the logical route is where you are now. It's like this is logically where I should be. This is logically a great life. I'm an empress within this life. You know, using my mind, using my logic, this is where I should stay. But it's like, but your heart's not in it. Like, it's not complete harmony. And even though you may have this is where I should be, I feel abundant here, this is a great feeling, that might very well, like, that's your obstacle, right? Is that you're okay where you are, or you're happy where you are, or it's on paper this is where you should be, right? This is how things should be, this is where you are. And so you're not making this move because your obstacle is like, everything looks like I should be here. Anyone looking at my life would be like, why would you move? You have a great house in a great neighborhood and you can afford it. And, you know, this is the logical place where you should be. And you're like, but this isn't what made me happy. So maybe you're living in a 3-4 bedroom house in a good neighborhood with good schools, but your life doesn't feel balanced because you're having to work all the time for it. You're fighting traffic to get to and from work. You know, those kind of things are going on. So even though this looks like what I want, actually what I want is to live out in the country where there's no traffic, in a small tiny house, or maybe even a trailer. You know, that's where I would feel balanced and healed without all the hustle and bustle of living in the city, right? So this might be, you're currently living in the city and logically it makes sense. You're a top lawyer and, you know, you live in a wealthy neighborhood of abundance, and you know, you're doing it, and anybody would be like, oh, you're crazy to, you know, move from there. But you're like, no, but I don't want this hustle and bustle and traffic and my phone ringing all the time and answering emails. I want a more balanced life. I want a more healthy life. I want a more peaceful life. And so your obstacle is trying to get out of this is what I should be doing versus what I want to be doing. So let's get a card for your next step. Let's ask, woo, Spirit, what your next step is. Oh, sorry, too many cards. Try it again. If they were meant to come out, they'll come out again. So what should your next step be, please? What should your next step be? Ooh. So we've got the reversed Two of Swords. So it's funny. Two of Swords upright is all about indecisions or being at a stalemate. You're at a crossroads, right? I'm at a crossroads. I don't know what decision to make. Should I go this way or this way? But it's also about, may not just be two ways, right? There may be a third way right through. So that's sort of what this card represents. And when you go this way, it's like avoiding things or being conflicted or being overwhelmed. Picking the lesser of two evils. So no right choices, right? Being in this confusion. So it's interesting that your next step is to pick the lesser of two evils, right? Or to get over this crossroads. What this card is telling you is that there's actually no right answer here. There's no right answer, right? So you don't move and you stay in this. You even would be like, yeah, this is the smart thing to do. I have this stable, successful in terms of society, what society thinks is successful, this stable, successful home life. I'm going to stay right where I am. I'm not going to move. And then you've got this other place over here where maybe society would be like, oh, you're crazy for doing that. But you'd be happy, peaceful, balanced. So I sort of see how I'm seeing this is there isn't two roads. There isn't a right and a wrong. Both areas you can be successful. Both areas you can achieve happiness. However, this side is more, where you currently are is more hustle and bustle and doing it, and what traditional success would look like, right? What traditionally we would say would be successful. And then the moving side of it is being more successful within your heart, more successful in peace. And it's not that you can't find peace where you are and that you need to move, but the Temperance card does tell you that moving will give you a more balanced life. So maybe instead of working 60 hours a week and you get home just in time to take your kids to their sports, and yeah, we're enjoying our life, we're getting to do things, we're around other people, my kids are in a lot of activities and go to a great school, so it's fine, but a more balanced life would be to do that move and to not be in the hustle and bustle, to slow things down, to only work 35 or 40 hours a week. You know, you don't need all the extra bells and whistles in your life to be happy. Really, what you need is relationships. You need peace within yourself, and you need relationships, to have loving, close relationships with people around you. I think to end this session today, we're just going to get a Moonology card for you. We didn't pick too many cards today. I tend to go off explaining things a little. So we're going to get one Moonology card to end your session today. So one card, please, Spirit, from this deck that you would like to use as a message. Woo, and there's two. Excuse me. So the first one is, what do you need to release? Okay, so what do you need to release? I don't know if you can see this, but can't really see the words, can you? But what do you need to release? So in order to make this move or to pursue going down the road that you want to pursue, what would you need to release, right? And it may very well be that you need to release caring about what other people think of you if you do make this move, because other people wouldn't think it was a smart move, but you know you'd be happier. It could be that I need to release the idea of getting a new car every 3 years, because you know what, if we move, we're not going to be able to get that new car every year. And so what do you need to release in order to make this decision for moving or not? And then show the world the real you. Okay, there you go. See? Stop hiding behind what society thinks is success. Stop hiding behind what you think what other people think you should do, or what other people would say, well, that's the logical choice, that's the way you should go, right? So release what you no longer need and show the real world you, and do what brings you peace. Do what helps you to balance your life. Because in the end, it really is about you. Nobody else is going to create for you the life you want. You have to go out and create it. And you have to not worry about what other people say. Otherwise, you're going to be living a life that other people want you to live, that other people would strive for. Live the life you want, the life you strive for, and don't worry about the outer world or what anybody else thinks about it, because you're the one that has to live in your life, not anybody else. And if you do what makes you happy within your life, you're not really going to care what other people think. You know, if you give up your $500,000 a year job to do a $50,000 a year job in some small town where you just, go day by day, relax, go for walks, be with animals, that sort of thing. If that's what brings you happiness, you can sit in that small town at that $50,000 job, and when people come by and like, oh my God, you're an idiot for not making $500,000 a year, you can say, but I'm happy, right? Making $500,000 a year, working 80 to 100 hours a week, being stressed out all the time, that is not going to make you happy, right? It's, you get to the end of your life and you're not going to say, oh, I wish I had another $100,000 in my bank account, another million. No, you're going to be like, I wish I had spent more time with my family. I wish I had gone on that trip that I always wanted to do. I wish. And it's not, I wish I had more cash, right? Cash helps you do things, helps you get a home to live in. It helps you go on trips and things like that. Like, it helps you to live your life. But that shouldn't be the goal of life, is just to accumulate. Well, I hope this message helped you, and I'm sending you peace, love, and happiness. Bye for now.